there was a very quick wrap up of a fight against some former members of the Hellhounds, or at least it was a little bit unclear whether they were current members or former members, because one of the pilots you interrogated, who surrendered, said that after you guys killed Andros Capella, the Hellhounds leader, half of the hounds basically are in shambles, having a tough time getting job offers and people who are actually willing to work with them, while the other half threw in their lot with the Faith of the One, of course. Because that group of pirates was because the Hellhounds, I have to think back in my memory here, had been visited by a representative of the Faith of the One prior to Andros's death. And that is whom Andros was doing the job for the Tachyon ship. And then some stuff happened, Andros died, and yeah, you know how the rest goes. But this current group of former pirates was working for a job for Roderick Steele as a kidnapping crew, supposed to transfer the victims to Asphodel. And yeah, they were basically just using LK's mech as a trap to get more people. Little did they know that they would attract the very slayers of Andros themselves. And then you return to Hell's Gate. On the way, Switch, riding shotgun with Electo, put out a call for any info that a fan on the Omnistream might be able to provide for, the kidnappings and why they are being taken to Asphodel. And someone DM'd them practically immediately, referring to themselves as Grand Mistress, and said to meet on Hell's Gate soon. Basically telling you guys to inform Jerry about the impending arrival to allow them boarding clearance. And so you did just that. And that person turned out to be Mistress Elska, who is leader of the Knights of the Dark Corps, Grand Mistress Marshall. They are one of the more respectable and extravagant pirate bands based on their tendencies of dressing like basically every Ren Fair nerd's biggest dream. She had rescued the salvage team and the militia pilots from the Hellhounds before they even got to Asphodel, which was nice. And then she milked that fact with Jerry to further convince him to allow her to board Hell's Gate. To which he would normally have said, hell no, you're a pirate, I can't do that, but okay, fine, I'll make an exception this time. And then in private in Jerry's office, Elska explained to all of you that the Knights were spread thin right now, fighting against Steele's kidnapping squads all over Calliope. But they had learned some valuable intel. He is bringing the victims to the Steele Dome, where he intends to host a battle royale style blood sport for, well, who knows, fun, maybe? No clue. And that forms the basis for Mission 3, in which you will be traveling to Furnace City, landing there from the shuttle, and then navigating on by mech to the Steele Dome on the ground, because you can't just fly there due to impact dynamics being in the orbit of Asphodel. Specifically, the Impact Plaza Station orbits this planet. And of course, they have a lot of anti-air defenses at the Steele Dome, and so on and so forth. You get the picture. Elska also mentioned that she is unfortunately not on the greatest of terms with the Burning Forge, which is another pirate gang led by the Blacksmith, who is based out of Furnace City. Got Hell's Gate and Furnace City mixed up in my head. Similar names, if you think about it. Yeah, not on the greatest of terms, Elska and the Blacksmith, because of some vague reason she did not exactly explain. But yeah, that means she will not be able to give you direct help once you're on the ground. I believe we ended off the last session boarding the Dragon's Tooth to actually go there to Furnace City. So we can start by just skipping ahead in time a little bit and your arrival at the planet of Asphodel. As you slowly begin to drop into the atmosphere of the planet, the Dragon's Tooth's hull glowing cherry red with re-entry heat, gravity begins to tug at you. Real gravity this time, not spin gravity or thrust gravity, which is probably a first for the lot of you in a very long time when you think about it. They say that Asphodel was once much colder than it is today. It even apparently used to have polar ice caps, but those days are long past. Now there is a vast ocean that dominates the North Pole, and as the ice melted and the waters went south, they left sharp, craggy mountains with deep valleys carved by the water, worn down over time by wind and rain. However, the highlands still provide shelter from the worst of the elements, so that's where they built Furnace City. And you begin to see the city on your approach. I'll show you now. That's what it looks like from above. Driving rain batters the Dragon's Tooth's hull plating, and the ship judders as it passes through layer after layer of very dense clouds. Through the maze of the rainstorm, a flash of lightning illuminates a glass dome surrounded by who knows how many kilometers of industrial sprawl. And you are looking at the one and only terrestrial city in the whole long rim, let alone Calliope. You hear Siren's voice cut in over the roar of the atmospheric engines, basically requesting permission to land an approach vector for both your vessel as well as a freighter vessel that Jerry has sent along with you to make it seem, a little bit more, I guess, like a casual delivery job, if you will. So both of your ships get landing clearance, the larger freighter being directed to a different dock than your own. But eventually, Dragon's Tooth makes contact with the ground, and you are in Furnace City proper. This is generally what it looks like on the inside. On the inside of this big glass dome.
Oh, so, the straw hat on the rally is so cute.
I didn't even see that. That's cool. So yeah, basically the city is built on this, under this large dome, of course, the central pillar of the dome acting as like the control center and whatnot of the city in general. The city is composed of several rings going outside the perimeter of the dome, going down below the surface of the ground if you were to look at it from outside, as the chasm it's situated in sort of narrows as it goes down. The very bottom level is mainly composed of, just floodwaters from a time long past, and a lot of really old industrial equipment and machinery that kind of just sits there dormant underneath some sealed portions. Sometimes the industrial equipment gets mothballed and excavated, but for the most part, no one ever really goes down there. The uppermost rings are where all the residential living spaces are and businesses and things. There's a ring sort of at the middle point that spans the entire circumference of the central pillar. That's kind of just a really long park, a circular park that goes all the way around. And a lot of agriculture, wastewater management systems and whatnot are on the middle section between the bottommost part and the residential rings here at the top. Just to give you a quick little rundown of the general shape of the city that you're now in. So as soon as you get off the ship, you receive a ping on each of your slates. And it is from at least it's addressed not from a person, but from the Assembly of Furnace City official communication system. And the message says, "Greetings. I understand you are here from Hell's Gate, and I have an important thing to discuss with all of you. If you will, please report to my office immediately." And then it is signed off with the name Hanan Zhao.
Well, I suppose if there's some kind of trap, they probably would have just met us here when we arrived. We don't know this person, do we?
No.
Yeah.
I suppose we better shoot what they say.
Could we find out anything about this person just from like looking at the Monoweb?
The Muse, the local OmniNet. Oh yeah, that also reminds me. The pillar also contains an Omni node, central pillar of the city. And yes, you can. You can see that there's. You don't need to make a skill check for it or anything. Just searching for their name, it brings up a lot of information about how they were mainly known for their specialty in emergency planning and historical, I guess, work with the Assembly of Furnace City. And they have currently been appointed as the temporary overseer of the Assembly. Municipal Assembly, technically.
Okay. Well, I don't see any harm in meeting them. That's probably prudent.
Well, it does sort of give us away a little bit.
Yeah.
Who knows if they want to just kick us off immediately?
Nah.
Well,
they
if they
wouldn't
know
invite
enough
us to a meeting for that.
Yeah, if they know enough to send us a message, then showing up won't really give them much more.
Maybe.
That's basically your call whether you go straight there or you don't.
Well, we don't necessarily have a target besides there, right? I mean, that we know about yet?
Yeah, not necessarily.
Yeah,
Right now, your current
don't think we
information
have
is you have the location of the Steele Dome on the planet. It's a pretty far distance away from the city. And your main challenge here in this part of the mission is going to be finding out how to actually get there. Like, what's the best way to get there? Preparing any sort of things you might need for the journey there. And, you know, once you get there, what can you expect? And so on and so forth. Basically, you have your target. You just don't really know any of the logistics to get to it yet.
Right. Okay. And, sorry, remind me again, who did we talk to who has family here?
That was Chief MacArthur.
Yes.
I should have mentioned that in the recap, but I forgot. Yes, she told you guys that there was someone who at least used to be basically a sister to her living in the Outlands outside of Furnace City. Minor settlements and whatnot.
Oh, outside. Okay. So,
Mhm.
not to worry about now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I say getting to know people, especially if it's someone with authority, couldn't hurt.
A-holes moving out. Sorry, I'll stop. I won't do that anymore.
It's too accurate, that's why.
So you head to the location of the office of the overseer of the assembly, learning along the way, most likely, that usually the assembly doesn't have an overseer. They just appoint one in times of crises or times of some major initiative or project happening. So, yeah. You're not about to meet with the leader of the assembly, because there really isn't one. It's non-hierarchical. But for all intents and purposes, this is the assembly representative at the moment. Inside the office, you see Kanan, presumably, sitting at a desk. I will show you their picture. And as soon as you knock on the door, here come in. And there they are. Thank you very much for coming. I think we should just cut right to the chase. I know you're here about the abductions going on. I am the... Sorry, forgot to introduce myself. Temporary overseer, Kanan Zhao. The assembly has assigned me to sort out the same problem of the abductions. Hypothetically, that means that I am on your side. I am hoping we can translate that into practical terms as well.
We'll see about it.
Definitely.
Not sure whether that's a good thing to hear from Joker or a bad thing to hear from Joker. Well, I guess I'll first give you a little bit of a rundown. There are 3 major problems that you're going to have to deal with here. Firstly, and they pull up a map on a projector. Firstly, the Steele Dome arena is about 600 clicks out into the wilderness, and we only have reliable maps that reach out to 400. After that, it's satellite imagery only. Resupplying on your journey there is also going to be a challenge, obviously. Second, every single mech that you're going to be running up against once you get there will be, at the very least, military surplus. They have a lot of mothballed tech from the Pyrite age of Calliope. They then fiddle with the computer for a moment before bringing up a visualization which displays, indicating an orbital trajectory passing right over Furnace City. Third, and most worryingly of all, Roderick Steele has an orbital laser, and he's already test-fired it within sight of the city.
How powerful is it?
Well, we got a first-hand witness of its power. It is an older model. As far as we can tell from profile, it's an Impact Dynamics Candelabra 4. The good news is that the Candelabra series are, frankly, garbage. Cheap, mass-produced, deployed in bulk, nearly impossible to run independently. You actually need a targeting uplink with a ground unit to fire it accurately. However, bad news, Furnace City, in case you haven't noticed, it's a massive target. So even if Steele doesn't have a spotter on the ground, all he would need to do is get in one good hit. Punch a hole in the glass big enough that we can't patch it. If you have a plan for getting rid of it, I'm all ears, but it better be rock solid. Officially, the Assembly will not employ your help, and we will provide no assistance, as we can take no action that might offend Impact Dynamics. Unofficially, what's your plan?
We're keeping the plan close to our vest at the moment.
Oh, come on. We got to collaborate.
I would agree.
We barely have a plan.
We don't have a plan at all.
You weren't supposed to say that part out loud.
That was this was why Alex was trying to be a bit like, catty about it.
Aired, found, not found.
Anyway, what type of plan do you think would benefit from our aid?
I feel like we got to get into that game, don't you think?
I would agree with that.
That's got to be the play.
And I think, to be clear, it would not be you aiding us. It would be your mission. And perhaps some people in Furnace City might be able to aid you, unofficially. Overland is the only way in. Obviously, orbital insertion is off the table, on account of the sublime patrols in orbit. And of course, there is also a massive anti-air cordon set up. I wouldn't recommend an aerial assault either.
So, do you have a recommendation for how to get in?
They just shrug their shoulders and say, I'm not the elite squad of Lancers sent to help.
Right. Alright.
When was the last group abducted? And where?
Well, usually the Outlanders are being targeted, considering they are far less visible and more scattered throughout the wilderness of Asphodel, and therefore help is rarely able to get to them in time. Which is why I really, really do not understand why anyone these days would choose to be an Outlander, but I digress. The most recent kidnapping that we know of happened about a week ago. And then they point to or highlight a coordinate in the Asphodelian wilderness, just beyond the mapped portion of the area outside the city. At the settlement here. Personally, I would not recommend setting out in your mechs until you know exactly which way you're going and how you intend to get there. I would also recommend bringing along some supplies, which a lot of which could potentially be requisitioned here in the city, if you know who to ask and where to look. In case you haven't noticed, outside, it's constantly storming. There is no free oxygen, so you can't go outside unless you have a hard suit. Extremely high pressure atmosphere, the whole works. It's not a friendly place.
So how did the Outlanders survive?
A lot of equipment and hard suits. In fact, most of them actually don't even trust the indoor pressuring systems of even our own city. So if you see anyone walking around this city with a hard suit on, that's an Outlander. I guarantee it.
Hard suits. Smart suit. Why would I need a smart? Why would I need a hard?
I suppose you would not need one, seeing as you are a mechanical being. At least in this form.
One score to the Joker-Class NHP. Error. Where am I?
Kanan would not know this, but it's probably a really good thing that Joker has the relax and recycle bonus, which will prevent you from cascading during this mission.
It's not even cascading anymore at this point. It's just periodic reset.
Sure.
Like,
Whatever you need.
Overheating power or something.
I heard from your station administrator that the group of you is extremely reliable and more than fit for this quest, we'll call it. I understand the Icebreaker Borealis owes a great deal of gratitude and debt to you, so I'm impressed by that for sure. I do have a certain amount of faith in you, just based on that alone. However, I've got to be honest with you. I haven't heard anything from you firsthand that's giving me a lot of extra faith.
We have a unique methodology to us.
We're very good at improvising.
Almost exclusively, it seems.
We are extremely good at procedural planning phase.
Don't ask us what we
Don't
would have
look
done
into
if you
that.
didn't reach out.
I see. So you're the squad without a plan and very good at improvising your way through things. Have I got that right?
And
We are extremely good at improvising because we can rely on each other in, a moment's notice.
All right, the module says I have to ask you for a skill check on this. They're quite literally judging the shit out of you. So, yeah, whatever you got, show off or take control or something like that. One of you just needs to make that roll.
Okay.
All right, restore faith in us. Who's gonna make the roll? My God, what do I even have?
I do have it tuned to the world, so just
No.
having
about
the
that
fact
one.
that
What
just-
else do
Mechanical
you
issue.
have?
I have nothing for this.
well,
What else
I
do
also
you
have,
have besides Attune to the World?
I've got charm.
You've literally
Okay.
got charm?
Hey, John.
I've got so much
No.
charm.
You have charm?
Do a tune to the world. Just take his hands in your hands, just stare him in the eyes, and just say, "Trust us." And that's a tune to the world right there.
If you're ever going to use charm, this has got to be the moment.
Okay, so while we are going to try to use charm, can I also use my stupid bond power to figure out what he's most afraid of at the moment?
They them.
I would imagine
yes.
our ineptitude is what he's most afraid of.
just curious.
They're non-binary, by the way. Kanan is. They them. But yes, yes, Electo, you may do that.
Okay, so
I probably need to read the thing.
what does this person fear at the moment?
Fearing at the moment. Probably. I mean, probably that you guys are gonna fuck this up.
Yeah.
And Impact Dynamics is gonna, like, I don't know, blow up Furnace City. I'm being real. I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay,
I think it's
so
true, though.
There's no ulterior motives. I appreciate this. You know, we're gonna try to schmooze.
I'll mark a use of that bomb power for you. Oh,
Wow.
good crit. All right. Yeah.
Believe in this team. We're not as deeply incompetent as we do appear at times. We have succeeded everything with flying colors. We have quite literally saved the icebreaker from certain doom. They would not be still in the point of space they are if it was not for us. When we get moving, we get moving.
So is Electo, is your visor like blocking your face during this as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this masked pilot leaning in, Joker Savaltar does a backflip. Boston Dynamics has backflip, and Kanan is just like really taken aback by the sudden, like, it feels like there's a noticeable shift in the tension of the room here, and they sort of, their eyebrows raise, and then they say, "Huh, I think I'm beginning to understand you, all of you, at this point. Never let them see your next move." Seems like that should be our team motto. I take it you exploit the element of surprise a lot when you're on the job.
And we are very good at it.
I see. Apologies for misreading you at first, but I believe I understand now.
It's easy to misread us.
Joker doing another backflip or something, I don't know. that NHP right over there killed so many people.
That NHP has killed so many people.
I am pre-programmed with many different styles of error, file not found.
All right, well, now that I understand you're the real deal, I will do what I can and put out some little birdies and feelers around the city, on the down low, of course, to maybe warm up the populace to our friendly guests from Hell's Gate. So that will, mechanically speaking, come in the bonus of a +1 accuracy on rolls to interact with people in Furnace City for the purposes of this mission.
Ooh.
Thanks to Electo's crit right there.
So close to a 30. That's so cool. So you're not entirely sure where they'll strike next, because I feel like that'd be our easiest in.
Well, to be honest, I am not certain that trying to catch them where they'll strike next is the way to go, seeing as the element of surprise seems to be a good tool in your tool belt. It would seem to me that it would be beneficial for you to avoid drawing the attention of Impact Dynamics as much as you can from this point forward. Once you show up at the Steele Dome, obviously it's going to be a lot of fighting. A lot of fighting Impact's forces. The less prepared they are for you when you arrive, the better.
Well, you are correct on that. Because the immediate idea that came to my mind was to stop an incursion on stealing people, take their mechs, fit our mechs inside of their shells, and then go in as the security team that was removed by us.
Truly a bold plan. Unfortunately, even if I were to go along with it, I have absolutely no intel or information on where they will strike next.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're more than welcome to try finding it out. Not sure how you would do that, but apparently you don't need a plan.
Well, I mean, I've got a few ways to figure out where they're moving, but...
Oh, well, that will come in useful, I imagine.
That it will.
And perhaps you would be willing to share what you learn for the good of Furnace City.
Electa is going to offer over like a comm code. We'll keep in touch.
You continue to surprise me.
Oh.
Anyway,
Did you?
it's not only combat that you'll need to be ready for once you arrive at the Steele Dome. Obviously, part of your mission includes rescuing the kidnapped victims. So, you'll need to think of a way to get them out. And as long as the anti-air cordon is up, I can't send transports with you. Even if the cordon went down, I'm not comfortable authorizing it while the laser is in play. Steele is going to be out for blood if his arena goes down. And there's two things he would target it with. The arena, or us.
Would he laser his own investment of the arena?
If it gets destroyed by a group of enterprising Lancers, I'm sure he would. While they are there.
Roderick would punch himself in the eye if he got a black eye to just say, "Oh, I gave myself the black eye."
Yeah.
That actually gets a laugh out of Kanan. The man is certainly a piece of shit. But he's no slouch. I bet he expects someone to pull something just like what you're about to pull. He might even be counting on it. And he certainly will be sending in the big guns, if so. So, with that all out of the way, I'll be here if you have anything else to add or any other questions to ask. But you are welcome to freely roam around the city, seeking out any information or help that you might want to look for before you head out. You've got my approval to go just about anywhere, really, so make use of it.
We will.
So, briefly, just to make sure I'm clear on the obstacles we need to surmount here. There's the anti-air around the dome, right? There's getting into the dome itself. And then there's, how to get out of the dome. There's the laser that orbits passing over the dome and here. Well, that's kind of it. There's all the details surrounding that, but those are the main things we're trying to solve here, right?
I would say so.
I
Yes.
want to ask a really ridiculous question. How fast is this laser going? And I know we're dealing with orbital mechanics at this point, but like,
oh no, I don't know.
Is this thing like swiftly like sweeping over every like few minutes, or is it more like hours or days?
It's fast enough that, yeah, if you were to hit the dome, Roderick could have it primed and ready to fire on Furnace City within a matter of hours. I would estimate, yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because even if it doesn't have to be above the city to fire on the city, and fire at an angle, I guess. Space lasers, sci-fi bullshit.
So, okay. So we need some way to neutralize it. No matter how successful we are in the dome, he could just get revenge that way. So,
Yeah, I feel like somehow sabotaging that laser is going to be first priority.
yeah. You know what? What do we know about the laser itself? I mean, is it a massive station that we like?
No, it is not. So Kanan can probably share more details about this, but maybe I'll put it in terms that you players of Lancer will understand. There is a section that is called Hail Mary Pass, accounting for the possibility that one of you might have had a Barbarossa mech, which you could use the Apocalypse Rail to destroy the laser with, if you had it.
That is insane.
That's fine.
Oh,
That's
I should have
so
done that.
good.
I'm so mad.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a ship type weapon. Why wouldn't it take care of a giant laser?
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm respecting right now. Okay. So, just put it out there, what if we go and take that laser and we use it and just laser the anti-air around the dome?
I am not so sure that's a great idea. As I said, Impact Dynamics has a lot of patrols up in orbit. Do you have a combat-ready spaceship?
No.
Probably not. Honestly,
We just switched to battle group for a little bit.
hey, we did that in my last campaign. 2 mixed results.
I can only imagine.
Kanan says, my personal recommendation, you keep your sights and your focus here on the ground. If you have any contacts outside of Asphodel that might be able to help deal with the laser, by all means, reach out to them. But down here, I would say keep your eyes peeled for an opportunity to deal with it as you undergo the mission. There's a decent chance that once you actually reach the Steele Dome, you might find some way to hack into the controls or some such.
Okay. Well, I think that's got to account for what we're looking for. I guess we can get out there and see what we can find.
Does seem to be the best option at this point.
Well, I definitely bid you all the best of luck, and I'll be here if you need me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So out in the city of Furnace City, there's a few major locations, points of interest that the module felt the need to tell us about. You got the city hall where the assembly meets. You've got a very large scrap and salvage dealership called Ratio's Golden Scrap and Salvage. There's one of the most notable or notorious bars, pub, tavern type locations would be the Rusty Nail. I can send this all in Foundry chat as well. Ratio's Golden Scrap and Salvage. The Rusty Nail. Asher Pub. There is the Sulphur Market, which is where it's a large marketplace where outlanders and city folk trade with each other. And that's a satellite dome in the outer burn fields, which is the industrial area around the city. Trading hub. Pillar Park. That's basically what you're looking at on the screen. The lowest centermost tier of the rings surrounds the pillar itself. It's a big municipal park. Not quite to the extent of what you would see on a Union Metropolitan World, but, you know, it's nice. And then you've got one more bar with a mainly known for its name, the Pink Flamingo. Which, it's apparently named after someone reported that they spotted a flamingo somewhere outside in the outlands of Asphodel, which by all means is impossible for any cradle creatures to actually live in these conditions, but it's what they claim to have seen. Generally speaking, though, here's how this part of the mission is going to work. There is actually a fair bit of structure to this little part of the mission. I will share a certain handout with all of you in a second. So this, you can imagine as the journey preparation phase of the mission. Here in Furnace City, you've got some things you can do. I'm also going to show you some clocks. There's 2 clocks coming out to play. One of them is called Enemy Attention, and you do not want that to fill to its maximum, which is 4. We do not need to see those resource bars. Let me get rid of those. And the other clock we have is Journey Progress. So that will come into play once we actually set off on the journey to go to the Steele Dome. Once the progress clock fills, you will arrive there. So each of you, while you're in Furnace City, you have time to take one action from that list to try securing support for the mission. Basically, you can think of them as kind of like downtime actions, but with a little bit more open-ended downtime actions, basically. There are brief descriptions of generally what each of them allows you to do. And I have, for some of them, specific examples, and like, you know, what you would get on a standard success and a critical success and all that kind of stuff. But basically, you can choose from finding a route to help you actually get to the Steele Dome. And that will help in the journey itself. You can secure supplies and assistance, which is like if you want to try to find another reserve, or maybe something like more repair points, or a mid-mission full repair. You can try on that option. Arrange a distraction. You want to try to get Roderick and Impact Dynamics' attention elsewhere, looking away from Asphodel for a little bit. Maybe you have some friends who can help with that. Dealing with the laser, similarly, nothing you can do about it right now, but maybe you have some friends that you can reach out to. And then secure an exit if you want to try to convince Kanan to allow you to get some aerial transports to go along with you for the sake of evacuating the kidnapped victims. But yeah, these are not super prescriptive. I'm open to, you know, bending the rules a little bit, so to speak, to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. But yeah, all you really need to know is that each of you gets to do one thing. Other than that, there is no limit on these. You can each do the same thing if you want.
Do we have friends who might be able to help with the laser?
I'm your friend.
I mean,
Well,
we've destroyed and/or disarmed anything that is actually of a remotely large size.
What about the catastrophe beam?
Yeah. True.
Is someone
No,
equipping that
is
right
an
now?
option.
I don't think so.
No one's got it installed in their mech.
Because
How
it's
sad.
scary and catastrophic.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. We could just install it on our shuttle, and then we also have what they have.
Yeah.
Too many damn lasers in this campaign.
I have a question about secure and exit because I don't want to skip a later combat encounter.
Yeah.
But what if we could get like aerial support for a mission?
I could say I would say that would be secure supplies and assistance. Yeah.
Yeah, because reserves, theoretically, we can get people as reserves.
That is
Just
indeed
a
one of these
casualties.
suggestions, actually. An NPC ally.
All right.
And I guess I also, as a reminder, because Electo critted on the charm check earlier, you'll each get +1 accuracy on your rolls for this.
Okay.
But yeah, who would like to go first? Who has an idea? You want to try your thing, Six? Securing some assistance?
Basically, I want to make a plan that will make it, safe for us to get, allied assistance, aerial support during a scene.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a damn good plan.
You thinking about like calling in a Harrier jet kill streak in Modern Warfare 2, for example?
Yeah.
It shows up, helps out in combat, and then leaves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
All right.
I can think of
I
something.
want to use
One shot of the catastrophe beam from the sky.
There's my pilot stuff. Where are my narrative checks? Jeez. I want to just click the button, but I can't find them.
It should be under.
Oh, are you looking on your?
Down a lot.
Are you looking on the token bar?
I guess I'm looking on the old sheet. And that's why. Oh yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, okay, I found it. So I want to use read a situation to make them a safe plan to fly in and fly out.
Okay. Before we actually get to the role, though, I would like to ask, like, how does it look for Eli to be doing this on the ground? Like, who are you generally on the lookout for, or where are you going? That kind of thing. Let's get a better idea of the scene here.
I guess I'm going to Kanan. And I've written out a plan, right? I know he said he wasn't going to help, but if I can convince him that... What were you going to say?
The pronouns. They, them. That's all.
Yeah, if I could convince them that it's going to be safe, that there's no danger to the unit.
Just for a quick in and out fire support and then return home.
Yep, that's right.
I suppose if it's right on the edge of the anti-air space, then perhaps I could be swayed, but and then they just keep mulling it over. But you are welcome to make the check.
Yeah, if you look at my plan, they'll avoid all fire if they follow my guidelines.
Just stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Crit.
Wow.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah, that basically that convinces them, and Kanan says, "You know what? I also have an idea to add on to your plan. What if we disguise this unit to make it clear that they are not affiliated with Furnace City, but rather, maybe the Burning Forge? Maybe not. Actually, let's not do that. Some other unaffiliated faction. Maybe that would be smart. But I think that I can accommodate. Sure, I'll sign off on that."
Thank you. It'll be a great deal of. It'll make a difference.
Okay. That's a good idea. Who's next? And what's next?
Can I... Well, the person in Outlands that we know, who knows the chief's sister, quote unquote, is that part of this thing, or is that separate? Could I have them be our Outlander contact to lead us to the dome?
Well, you don't know exactly how to make contact with them for now.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I guess I will still try to make an Outlander contact, or try to find someone who is comfortable moving outside the city. Looking for someone in a hard suit, I guess, at a bar. Or, someone willing to talk.
Mm-hmm. A little word on the street.
That's right.
And which of the 5 things preparations are you gunning for?
It's the first one, which I closed out of it. I can't get it back now, but...
Gotcha. Yeah, find a route. Or route. All right.
Looking for a guide.
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. 1 to 9. Sorry. No good. 10 to 19. You'll get a banked accuracy dice on one of the navigation rolls in the journey. And on a crit, you'll get 2 banked accuracy dice. Pretty easy.
I had a reserve by, I can't remember if it applies, can't remember the exact wording of it, about...
labor connections.
Yes. That doesn't apply here. Is that a Hell's Gate only thing?
No, it's not a Hell's Gate only thing. It is basically anyone who, is like a service worker or just any kind of worker in general, you pretty obviously get along with. And I guess you make connections with people pretty much wherever you go that could help here.
Okay. Sure, I'll try to find them maybe like I don't know, people who work outside the dome kind of thing. Does that just get an accuracy?
Yeah. So that'll bring you up to two extra accuracy.
Oh, 2 total. What's my first one?
Yep, the first one's from Electo's Charm crit.
Oh, right. Okay, I'll do that then. Here we go.
Canon Zhao has put out some words telling people that, damn, guys, okay, let's chill.
Yeah, I
Let's
can't
chill for
believe
a
they
second.
doubted us. I can't believe they're like, what are you guys even doing here? This is what we do right here.
This is our power. This is just a fraction of our power. That'll do it. So you find a group, I would say, a group of Outlanders that are gathered around on the outside of one of the local pubs, and they use little mini airlocks in their hard suits to pass the beverages through to the inside of the suits, and then finagle an arm inside the suit to actually be able to drink it through a little straw on the inside. And what's your discussion kind of looking like here?
I guess I'll just try to shoot the shit a little bit. I'll complain. I might even put on a hard suit before I walk up, just to fit in better.
Okay.
I'll complain about the air filters in here and how the people probably not getting the right air mixture. Their heads aren't working right after all that. Try to get an in, and then I'll I'll ask the others about. I'll start, ask about like, what's your favorite route outside, and try to be one of them and fit in that way.
What's your favorite route? Oh well, it's really hard to narrow it down to just one. They are all too happy to share their insider knowledge. You want to go down this? It looks like this road leading to the northwest is safe. Big mistake, because you see, actually, it's a really attractive target for both the weather and also raiders. Sometimes you have to deal with them, and hey, let's not even talk about impact dynamics, right? And basically, they just continue that very excitable info dump until by the time this conversation's over and they haven't barely even touched their drinks, but you have a much better idea of the wilderness outside of the mapped areas, I guess, past 400 kilometers out. And of course, they share some coordinates and maps as well. It's not just word of mouth that you're working on. You have actual data to prove that you did learn things.
Nice. Okay.
Who would like to go next? Guess it's got to be their Joker or Electo at this point.
Joker, have you made a decision?
I might have an idea. I don't know if it's a good one, considering it needs access to probably local data areas.
Oh.
Proliferation protocol engaged.
Oh no.
Are you doing cyber thievery or something?
It's not cyber thievery, and more so it's just giving a whole bunch of areas a sort of cipher buddy, per OmniNet location that we can track based off of whatever's in the whatever details are in the computers around here.
And to what end? Like, which of the options are you trying for?
Arranging a distraction. I'm gonna be like massive. What? I'm just gonna do a security breach at this point.
And how exactly? What exactly are you like? What are you hoping to achieve by doing this? Like, how are you going to distract impact dynamics? That's what I really just want to know.
Infecting Roderick Steele's personal devices and just being a general nuisance.
I fear I might have to say that's a heroic check, but maybe it can be done by Joker.
Everyone's been rolling 20s at this point. At this point, I wanted to roll a 1. Give me a 1.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is not only. Oof. Do I make it a risky check too?
It would up the ante.
Yeah, I feel like I have no choice but to make it a heroic and risky check. So it only succeeds if you get over a 20. And if you get below a 20, I will say the riskiness aspect, you're going to take a segment on enemy attention because you are quite literally doing something directly to Roderick Steele.
None of it's going to matter. We're going to roll 26, so...
Joker will roll a 26.
Do I even use the fool on this? Maybe I don't use. But then again, I could roll a 1 and roll even.
Oh, if you use the fool, that's the one that your power amplifies.
Then we get 2
positive
enemy
and negative reset. Yeah, it would be like 2 if you fail. Yeah.
If I get a 1, I'm making it worse.
Oh God.
All right. You can add an accuracy. Add an accuracy.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Oh, right, an accuracy.
Roll a d6 and hope it's a 4 or higher. So that's a 50-50 shot.
Come on.
Well,
Well,
unfortunately, Roderick Steele cut away to a computer in a very lavish and opulently decorated office. Paperclip appears on the screen with eyes. And yeah, very quickly, furious typing on a keyboard. Oh, shit. No, not again. No. IT, get in here now. And Impact Dynamics' incredible cybersecurity team responds on the scene, tracing the source of the hack back to somewhere via an Omni node in the system of Calliope. Wait, it's the one on Asphodel. So it came from Furnace City. Interesting. It's almost like there's some people in Furnace City about to try to do something to directly affect Impact Dynamics.
well,
Uh-oh. Sorry. 2 segments are ticked. What happens when that clock fills up? I'm not even sure. I think it only affects later on in this mission, which I haven't read to yet, but it's bound to not be good.
Success next. Hack successful. Error files not found.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Hack successful. It was Roderick Steele hacked me.
I think that's exactly what. No, I think Joker would see that and be like, "Oh, cool! I successfully did it." It's like obviously, just a ruse, but Well, Electo.
Do we know how many Do we know how many segments are in the enemy attention?
Yes, it's currently filled with 2 out of 4.
Oh. It's right there in front of me.
Yeah, I put it on the screen.
In front of my eyes.
They're kind of small though.
Nope, that was center of screen.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm gonna trust myself too much, and I'm gonna go for supplies / assistance, because I don't know what dealing with the laser would do. I mean, like, getting assistance sounds cool, but also, like, getting other people involved and then having them have a chance of getting hurt is not on Electo's to-do list.
Okay.
So it's very, very much going for with enough effort, we're gonna win this on our own volition.
Okay. Yeah, that is another thing where if you did do something successfully for a deal with the laser, yeah, it wouldn't and it wouldn't give you an immediate benefit, but it would help you out later on. So you don't have to do it.
Yeah. Electo's plan is to just kind of go around like hangars or spots that have spare things lying around and try to see if she can drum up stuff. Some sort of reserve to rally to the team. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Makes the most sense in my opinion.
Sure, yeah, that works.
Yeah, so we're going to just throw a charm at it, because one can only hope.
There's that Electo charm, I know.
Very charming. Is taking a stress re-rolling, or is that adding an accuracy? I can't remember.
So before a roll is made, you could take a stress to add accuracy. After the roll is made, I think you can take a stress to try it again, but it then becomes a risky check. I think, if I remember correctly.
You know what? We're gonna eat a stress and try it again.
And I don't think maybe I should try to figure out like. So now, if you if you try this again, if you push yourself, there's got to be some sort of consequence for getting less than 20 now, right? I think that's how it works. Or wait, am I?
Oh,
do I need to read the rules for risky checks again? It's been a long time.
I thought something bad happened if you failed the risky check. I thought that heroic is the 20.
Yeah, that's right.
I pulled it up here.
If you
you're right.
pass
Heroic is
risky,
20.
nothing bad happens, right? Wait, is that true?
Let's see.
I have no idea.
I thought only
risky
crit is
has
no bad things.
complications even on a success. That's what it
You have
is.
to crit to not get them.
Yeah. So it will succeed on a 10 to 19, but with an added complication, basically.
Team, do we do it? Do we gamble?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna
pushing
gamble.
yourself is just in the core rules. That's not even a stress bond thing. That's just the core rules. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we're gonna do this one more time.
Wow! Oh!
And we're gonna
Ooh.
suck even worse. Wow,
Okay.
D20. Why do you hate me so?
Yeah, it's pass.
Yeah, it is a pass.
Yeah. So technically not a fail. What could some added complication be here? You're securing some sort of assistance.
Maybe asking around, I've asked like the wrong person who's like allied to the, hellhounds, and they get slightly more alert.
Oh man. You managed
Maybe
to
not
catch the ear of like the one person sympathetic to hellhounds in this entire city.
Just one of the hellhounds is just sitting there, just like overhears the entire thing.
They overhear it and trying to stay subtle about it. You can start, you kind of catch out of the corner of your vision. You see them going up to other people on the street and just kind of talking, and then, subtly, but not so subtly pointing in your direction, muttering some nasty things about you or something.
Oh no.
Ooh.
And then they approach you just to walk past you. But as they pass you, you can hear them say, "That's for Andros, motherfucker."
Who? I don't remember. I don't remember that name. Was he important?
Are you saying this in character?
Yes.
Yeah, the guy just looks back around at you and says, "Damn right he was."
I'm sorry for your loss. I'll check Muse and see if I know him.
Yeah. Scoffs and then just continues walking away. And then someone else from a nearby establishment kind of calls out to you and says, "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you mind coming over here for a moment?"
Oh yes. What's going on?
Look, we've already got the priest around the corner talking about a lot of stuff, riling up the people here. We don't need you here as well, doing the same thing. I appreciate whatever you're doing. It sounds like it's probably important, but look, I'm gonna have to ask you to take this elsewhere, okay?
More than willing. I do apologize for any issues I've caused.
Uh-huh. Move along.
Will do. And just kind of quickly walks away.
You get some ugly looks from people. Some shake their head as you pass by.
Ungrateful people, I swear.
Someone actually spits on you as you walk by, and they say, "Strike breaking, bitch."
Oh.
There was no strike. It was a misunderstanding.
Scab, scab, scab.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of ugly looks, a lot of glares from a lot of people on this whole block, pretty much.
Damn, bad vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems
Hell
that
outta here.
the former Hellhound guy has been spreading some lies. But good luck convincing them, Matt.
I like how in the span of like probably an afternoon we got good intel, good information, and then on the other side it's just Joker
Got Roderick Steele's
and-
attention, and yeah, the hatred of one person here in the squad by the populace.
We just got a little cocky, you know, to our heads. You know, we just got to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
All according to plan.
So, Electo, I guess I haven't really decided what did you get on the success for that? Like, what did you actually gain? You did gain something.
And just some sort of helpful reserve. Is there a way to get like a reserve for everyone, or is it just like single people reserves?
It can be pretty much whatever you want. So maybe it'll help if I read out a few suggestions from the book here. If you want access to like extra repair points that can be distributed amongst the squad, that can be an option, like a care package kind of thing later on in the mission. You could pick just any reserve from the Calliope reserve table, even if you want, just for yourself. There's another option that's a little bit more risky. A supply crawler carrying enough supplies to give you access to a full repair. It might have limited supplies though, not restoring core power, or charges on limited systems, or maybe it takes a segment on enemy attention if it's really big and noisy. But yeah, so a pseudo full repair, I guess, as an option. Half repair, if you will, or 75% repair. I don't know.
That is super tempting. Because it would be nice to be able to do limited system stuff more often.
Someone, you're gaining this from someone who's like, hey, don't worry about the strike breaking thing. Hey, I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Ugh, damn unions. And this is the person who's helping you.
Yeah, why don't they just get back to work, huh? These are your friends now.
Electo regrets talking to these people. Is there a way to, instead of like bonus repairs, do like bonus to like limited systems, or like a limited system repair over like short repair?
Sorry, run that by me again.
So the big like noisy crawler, instead of getting like a full repair style, it instead can like do limited systems.
Like fully restock limited systems, in other words.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's acceptable for sure. Limited
Yeah,
weapons
that'd be
and systems, I
kinda
would say.
cool.
That helps.
Yeah. That'd be super cool.
Full limited restock. Squad wide. All right, well, call it that then.
Yeah, that'd be actually super nice.
So by the time the 5 of you, I guess I will, when I say 5 of you, I'm accounting for Phoenix as well. Maybe I'll message Colton and see if he wants to try one of these things, so he can contribute in between sessions. When the 5 of you reconvene, probably somewhere in the park, we'll say, unless you have any better ideas.
No, seems good.
I assume you're I assume you each give a general rundown of what happened in each of your little side quests.
Yeah, it was great. I made some friends. We had a drink together, to be honest. It's fine. They seem pretty nice, these Outlanders. They helped me a ton. I hold out my like giant bundle of maps. How about you all?
I'm glad your Outlanders were of better quality. I went to the wrong end of the city, and I found someone who thinks strike breaking is cool and is going to help us out with supplies.
Oh. Well, beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
I found Roderick Steele's IP address.
You what?
Found the IP address of Roderick Steele.
How did that happen?
I have my ways.
Oh. Huh.
That sounds interesting.
Additional note: does anybody else feel itchy? And it's gonna show on the screen. What the hell happened after Joker's attempted hack? I'm guessing I got a bug on me.
Yeah, you're right. You're running like a Windows share screen right now. Is that intentional? Who are you sharing your screen with?
This is how we all die.
Yeah. You're currently in a Zoom meeting right now and you're live.
As soon as you say that, you hear the Discord like leave call sound, and then the screen share ends.
I'm just gonna trust that that's gonna work out fine.
Affirmative.
It's around this time when a couple of people walk up to the group of you. Some people you don't recognize. They are pretty burly looking. They look like they might be employed as bouncers or security guards or something like that. But right now they're just dressed in plain civilian clothes. But they walk up to you, and one of them, woman, says, "You're the Lancer pilots from Hell's Gate, aren't you?"
Depends on who you're asking.
Who's asking us, you mean, to talk to you? That would be the Blacksmith.
Oh, that doesn't sound as hostile. Yes, we are.
Please come with us. You will follow peacefully, won't you?
This sounds less hostile, or less non-hostile, but...
Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
She shrugs her shoulders and says, "Don't know.
Have you
Just
ever
said he wanted to
met someone
talk to
who
you."
goes- Have you ever met someone who goes by a job title as their only name who isn't angry or dangerous? It's just this is very 1+1 type of situation. But I guess we're stuck in this now. Lead the way.
All right, and then they begin escorting you out of the park and eventually bringing you to a service tunnel. The service tunnel leads you all underground through outside of the city's main city's perimeter, and then through the burn fields, the industrial part circling the city. Finally, after about a 10-minute walk, you arrive at what seems to be a foundry. Sparks are flying through the air, molten metal pouring down from tubes and half pipes, clash and clatter of steelwork echoing all around you as people work in this foundry. And as you pass, even above the roar of the machinery, you can hear the workers raising their voice in song. It's a song of the humble, honest trade of a blacksmith, and how it was twisted to the whims of greedy men and warmongers. A song of personal rebellion, standing up for the unseen worker, even if it meant being punished for it. And then, at the center of this foundry, the blacksmith is working his trade at a small, well-equipped forge. And the dude is a giant. He is at least 2 meters in height, maybe 2.25. Built like a battleship too, but doesn't have the look of a bodybuilder. He looks like he gets all of his muscle on the job. And he's intensely focused on his current crafting. He doesn't even look up at you as you approach. He just starts talking once you get close enough. You're working for Elska on my turf.
I don't know if that's totally accurate. We're not necessarily working for her. She just sort of tipped us off.
You are tall.
He pauses for a beat. Normally, any kind of association with Elska would be a problem. But you did kill Andros Capella, and I like that, so I'm inclined to forgive you. Plus, I know what you're here to do, and I approve of that too.
Oh. You seem
Pretty
pretty
off to a
open
great
about that.
start.
Yeah.
Shall we cut to the chase?
I think that would be wise.
You need a way to get all the people out of the arena. You need transports. I have those. I also have a job I need you to do. Do the job, get the transports. Very simple.
All right. What's the job?
Yeah.
There's a thief out in the Outlands who stole some data from me. Nobody steals from me. You find the thief and kill him. Destroy what he stole and show me proof that he's dead. You do all that, you get the transports. Do we have a deal?
Kill him? But what did he steal?
I'm working a job for someone. Wants me to find something. The thief took a partial copy of the data and was trying to cut a side deal for himself. I'm not necessarily comfortable explaining any more than that. Not before we've established some trust.
Could we potentially make sure that what he stole is destroyed, but not murder the thief?
As I said, nobody steals from me. I can't let it stand.
Query, upon their timely demise, will we be able to keep their possessions, or shall it be transferred to you?
I don't give a shit what you do with anything else he's got.
Money.
He's probably holed up with some flunkies. Hired guns. I don't care what you do with them either.
Listen, Mr. Blacksmith, I'm sure you have lots of resources here. Why do you want us to do this?
Why would he hire someone when he can sort of request our assistance when we're a proven competent team?
Suppose.
basic
He
understanding.
needs something done.
I need something.
We need something
You need
done.
something. Yeah, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Hmm. I have one stipulation. If this thief turns out to be a kid, I don't do that.
He's not a kid.
Then
Very
we
much an
should have
adult.
an accord.
You know the thief?
Caught his image on surveillance.
And you're willing to effectively sentence them to death without knowing the whole story?
He pauses, swinging the hammer down at the object that he's currently smithing. Still isn't looking at any of you, though. I don't need to know the whole story to know that of all the people here in this city that you can steal from, stealing from me is the dumbest, worst mistake anyone could possibly make. Everyone knows that.
Right.
Those transports are a big deal. We're going to be able to save a lot of people with those.
Damn trolley scenario.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we could use your help. I think we could find your thief, at the very least.
Find and kill.
Right.
So we deal
Do
with
we
this
have a deal?
problem, and we will have a deal.
Good. That's all. And then you get a little notification on your HUDs that indicates he has sent you some intel, including the thieves' location, which looks to be an abandoned village in the Outlands. So you won't even need to roll to get there. You can just go there once the journey begins. You can leave the way you came in.
Understood.
Thanks. Man, if it
And
was-
I'll let to lead the team out.
if I wasn't so scared of him, I'd ask if he wants to do audiobooks, man. Play the like broody romance, the dark, edgy love interest.
The module says, his voice sounds like a gravel pit smoked a pack a day since the armory was on Creighton number 1.
Yeah.
That's so evocative.
Upon your return back to the main part of the city, if you can, did I interrupt you?
I was just gonna be like, I hate dealing with people like that. It's always so unpleasant.
Don't know if I've ever dealt with people like that.
You kind of have. You've dealt with pirate leaders.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
None of them were quite like him, I guess.
Yeah,
never-
I generally didn't believe the other people.
We were also in the upper hand with most of the other ones.
Yeah.
We've never done business with someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, Andres Capella is just a murderous, or was just a murderous psychopath. Elska leads, like medieval night LARPers. This guy is like, obviously, like the mob boss.
Yeah.
Once you get back to the city proper, you hear some applause and stomping feet from just around the corner on one of the blocks of the city. Some chants of Golden flame. Someone sounds to be giving a rousing speech.
Ugh. I'll hurry around the corner and I'll try to find where that's coming from.
There's a sizable crowd.
Yeah.
At least like 2 to 3 dozen people or so, cheering for someone, a person perched up on a basically like a kind of a raised dais here at the edge of the park, maybe like a small stage. And this person is wearing very ornate red golden series of robes with some gold ornamentation here and there. Also wearing a hat with a mask obscuring most of their face. And you hear them give the following speech. That sounds like he's in the middle of a sermon. We see the freighters pass us by, siblings. They are immense. At a mile's distance above the surface of the world, they would turn the whole sky of this city to night. Their cargo bays, cavernous, large enough to fit a whole district inside, each of them packed with the lucre of an entire civilization. And they pass us by. They pass us by as if we were not here at all. And then the crowd kind of howls in agreement, claps for the message. We see the names inscribed on their hulls. IPSN, Harrison Armory, Smith Shimano, the House of Stone. We know, children, we know that with just a wave of the hand, they could end so much suffering. They could donate a tiny fraction of what they had, and they would not even notice it was gone. And yet, even this tiny, patronizing act of charity would be far too great for them. They who deal in sums of money so vast the human mind could not even express them. They will not spare a penny to help any of us, any of the suffering. More cheers and agreement from the crowd. We see the Union as well, the promised land, the utopia that they will not bring to us. Not only do they have the power to end suffering beyond any corporation or barony, they have the power to punish those who would not help. But they do not. I have seen so much pain, my children. Babies starving in hands of trembling mothers. Workers dying of radiation sickness, while a vendor sells curatives down the hall. And now Roderick Steele takes our parents, our children, our neighbors away from us, as though he owns them. But hope is not lost, my children. There is a reckoning coming. There is a spark lit in the empty bellies of the starving and tired eyes of the overworked. We are the flame, my children, and we shall rise from the ashes. And he raises his hands up in the air. The crowd goes wild. I'm wondering what you guys would be doing in this situation at this point, after hearing and witnessing all of that.
Basically just listen slack-jawed. Say, great. Looks like our enemy is helping recruitment for our other enemy.
Yep. This is why I want to do what my plan was, as I've said. Because all of this is becoming a bit of an Ouroboros.
Lots of angry people in this city, it seems like.
Yeah. To be fair, your plans aren't always the best. It's not my first instinct to go with your plan.
Well, maybe you should come up with the plans.
You. You.
Is the priest saying you or? Hmm?
The priest.
Oh, uh-oh.
He's raising one hand in y'all's direction. Will you please come speak with me?
Oh God.
The crowd parts, clearing a path for you.
I'm just gonna look nervously at the others. Yeah.
Except I'm wearing pants.
I see you on the edge of the crowd. Perhaps you have doubts, hesitation. Come, approach. He waves his hand.
Some of us also have functional brain stems as well.
Oh man, where's Phoenix when you need him? I'm just gonna groan, but I'll fall into the crowd peer pressure and I'll walk forward.
Yeah, I'm walking with you.
As you get closer to him, he's certainly a spectacle. He, in addition to his unusual clothing, he looks to have been badly injured in the past, enough so that extensive cybernetics were needed. You can see his skin is from like his wrists and part of his face that you can see. His skin is shot through with lines that kind of look like cracks in shattered pottery that have been filled with gold. He wears a crimson robe and, as I said, a masked hat that obscures his face. And once you get right at the foot of the stage, he says, I am Ignatius Aurum, speaker for the one plumed in golden flame.
Oh, he's real sick. I see.
You may not know me, but I know you.
What do you know about us?
We were enemies
haven't.
quite recently, were we not?
It depends on your definition of enemies. Did we take down an extremist version of your cult? Yes. Are you a part of that extremist portion of your cult?
He forms a smirk across his lips and a silent chuckle to himself, you can see. Worry not, worry not. I bear no ill will against you. In fact, I perceive that we have a common enemy in Roderick Steele. Yes?
The enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend.
I'm not asking to be your friend, but perhaps some assistance could be granted. His crimes cannot be allowed to stand. Though we stood against each other before, you and I, will you accept my help now?
After the meeting we just came out of, I don't know how many of these you want to agree with.
What does this help you want to offer so generously?
Name the supplies you need. I can obtain them.
But there'll be a
Do you-
price.
Do you have a Barbarossa sitting around that we could possibly just use?
Yeah.
Not here on Asphodel, but I could check in our reserves and see what is available. A price, you say? He looks at you, Eli.
Yep.
There shall be no price. Very soon, I believe, the One will arrive to bring an end to the indignities of the universe. But for now, while it endures, our creed demands that we not stand idly by while the innocent suffer. It is enough for me to know that we have done good in this world, as long as we are here. Perhaps others will know it too.
Well, that certainly sounds like our intents are in alignment. I guess there's no harm in accepting your help.
You may come to find that we are not so different, you and I. Ugh. He said the line, and GM Colton groaned audibly. I made him say that, and I made myself groan.
We are vastly different creatures.
That I will not deny. But vastly different creatures are sometimes capable of helping each other, yes?
Yes, indeed. Like the remora to the shark.
Roderick Steele is a man of unparalleled iniquity. He is to blame for more suffering casually than most tyrants inflict on purpose. I am here to ensure that his scheme fails. You do not trust me, and that is understandable, perhaps even logical. But you may trust the conviction of my enmity for him and the apparatus of his power.
Do you intend to move on Roderick yourselves? Or only just assist us?
I believe seeing you here, I'm not sure if you are a believer in fate or destiny. I'm not sure if I am myself. But I know an opportunity when one presents itself.
So you're just
Then-
happy to see us take the risk and make the move?
Of course. Why would I not be?
Then you have an ally for the time being.
Excellent. Shall I look to see what you may desire from our reserves? Name your price, and I will do my best to get it for you.
I'm just gonna look up at the dot of the orbiting death laser and say, I don't know. Do you think you might be able to do something about that?
Does Ignatius have a reserves list or anything?
No, not necessarily. The module just says he can source 4 reserves of the squad's choice.
Oh,
So you can look at Calliope reserves or something else that you might come up with. You don't have to do it right now. Can be between sessions, but you know.
Yeah, that'll be helpful.
yeah. It's quite generous. I'm a bit impressed by how many resources you have for, you're not exactly a government organization or anything like that.
Do you think the government would have that many? You are truly from some sort of cradle, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I guess I'm not used to the wealth being distributed this way.
What the faith has is greater than what any government has. People who follow us willingly, from their own heart, because they believe in our vision of the future and our actions in the present, to alleviate suffering to the best of our ability, in preparation for our Savior to cleanse the universe.
Does your savior have any sort of name?
The one plumed in golden flame.
Seems like quite a mouthful. Have you ever called it plume?
No.
Hmm.
The one tends to suffice for most people.
I don't know. You might have a copyright claim on that one.
I apologize.
Bit of a
I'm not sure what you mean.
would turn into a bit of a neophyte. Anyway, no, I was just curious. This religion came quite suddenly in its rise, and I was curious.
Times are hard and drastic for many people, especially especially in the Long Rim. In Calliope in particular. For reasons that are obvious to you.
Well, if everything goes correctly, things will stop being tacky on purpose. And it just really trying to see if any reaction happens in this individual with
On
my
purpose.
with my extremely intentional words.
Yeah.
Word choice.
Yeah, one corner of his lip rises in a little smirk in response to that. There's definitely some recognition.
It's always quite an interesting predicament that we find ourselves in. And if you don't try to commit genocide, we could work together as allies for the time being and see how things go.
Very well. I shall arrange for your requested supplies to be shipped in, perhaps at an outpost just beyond the bounds of the city, for security. You'll receive coordinates when it is ready. I am glad that you have accepted my offer.
If the supplies end up being delivered, we will talk about offering thanks by then.
He takes a bow, mostly with his head and upper torso. If you will excuse me at this point, I have been preaching for many hours now today, and, well, this body isn't what it used to be. I require a break. He steps down from the stage. I look forward to hearing and seeing what you do here. Bring down the dome. And then he exits as the crowd parts another path just for him. And then the crowd dissipates and people go back to whatever it is they were doing.
I need a drink after all this.
These are not exactly the allies I thought we would have.
No, they certainly aren't. But did you see when he reacted when I said tachyon? I do believe that these two things are connected.
Can't imagine how, though.
Well, the NHP's name was Plume.
It was?
The one...
Feather,
It was on the-
actually.
It was what?
Feather.
Oh.
Close.
Look.
I thought you made the most insane connection ever, actually. What?
Okay. Plume and Feather are very similar, and this dude has wings on his head. I'm just saying. There's some connection. Even though
Yeah.
it's feather, not plume, but they're both very similar words. We will correct that momentarily. Of the NHP's name was Feather. Feather,
Mhm.
plume.
We've not seen any sign of it since then, which I also find strange.
NHPs rarely vanish, as we've noticed with ours.
Right.
They just get themselves into some level of trouble, like getting cubbying banned.
We all slowly turn to Joker. Just
Or trying to commit mass murder, like some other NHPs apparently intend.
Well, in the wake
Well.
of that encounter, I think that might be a good time to... This actually might be a good place for the session to come to an end. But before we do, there is one more thing that would happen before you finalized all of your preparations to set out on your journey. This is several hours in advance, in the future, I guess. A little bit of a flash forward here. We can say that your squad right now is in a sort of rudimentary warehouse. Furnace City actually does have a Schedule 2 and a Schedule 3 printer, but they charge a lot of money a lot of mana to make use of its services. But you know what? Whenever you have to full repair, I'm sure Jerry will be able to dig up some funds for you. So for all intents and purposes, you can call this warehouse a print shop. Putting some finishing touches on your mechs. When a young man, clearly an outlander, given that he's wearing his hard suit inside, he walks up to your group and says, excuse me, Arcady Tame, I'm a runner from Whiphead Retreat on the Outlands. I've got a message for people matching your descriptions.
What is it that you come to deliver?
A message, ma'am. A message from the Crone.
What is the message?
She says you will come see her. That's all.
another one.
Who is it from again?
The Crone?
The Crone. I can show you a path on the map where she lives. And then I am going back home right away.
Okay.
We're gonna go to a seer? What?
I mean, maybe
He takes out a
He
takes out a map.
It's not us.
he takes out a map and denotes a point a few hundred kilometers outside of the city. The Crone's claim lies far out from any settlement. She lives like one of us, but she isn't one of us, technically. People tend to stay away from her unless she calls or unless they're truly desperate. When you talk to her, just remember you're always paying her something, and it's always more than you think.
Ugh.
Ooh, that sounds ominous.
She is very ominous, I have to say.
Well, thank
She
you.
looked me dead in the eye and told me exactly what you would look like, in frankly worrying detail.
Oh.
And she said that I wouldn't forget a single detail of what she told me. And I didn't. And that troubles me.
Huh.
Gubernatorial.
Did she tell you that I'm day drinking at this point, or is that a surprise to you?
That is a surprise.
Most excellent.
Regarding you, she just told me that she was, and then he proceeds to describe your pilot suit with the visor and everything obscuring your face, ironically making you very easy to identify for his purpose.
I need to make a new hard suit.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are planning, but I'm definitely going to see the Crone. 100%.
Why does everyone know that we've arrived, what we're doing, and why we're doing it?
That cannon Wait,
Kanan
shit,
putting the
what
word
was
out.
Kanan?
Word spreads fast. Yeah. Word spreads
Yeah,
fast, and
Kanan.
sometimes to other people who maybe weren't intended recipients of that word.
Yeah, they literally said they're going to alert the entire area to our presence, and they apparently really got word out there.
Great.
I don't see what the big deal is. Everyone wants to help.
Yeah.
So yes, the meeting with the Crone, that will take place if you choose to visit her during the journey, which will happen in the next session.